It's a bull. And actually, that's going to be for Sunday night's opening price, by the way, because it is late. Sorry about the lateness of this video tonight. Super busy today. Lots of things. Got to meet some interesting people as well. And take a look at this view. It's something we don't see very often in my videos. It's the evening view. I'm not even sure what time. There it is, 7:20 right now in the evening. As I said, oh man, busy, lots of things to do, and I normally like to get these videos done early, but I did not get that opportunity today. Well, let's take a look at, oh gosh, I'd just love to see the sunset here, but you can't see the sunset on this side of the coast. It's on the other side. Still, we have beautiful evenings here, and the sky is always lovely. And take a look at that water, 80 degrees, and I think it's probably about 80. Well, let's take a look and see what's going on in markets today and what happened. I got the closing prices. And as I said, normally we're always talking about the opening or midday prices. When I'm talking 81 right now. Look at that, 81 degrees, and it's 7:21 p.m. right now. Well, hey, this is kind of a wrap up of the weekend, and here I'll do my little saying for the day. Here is, we don't need more to be thankful for. We just need to be more thankful. And I like that saying. I seen it a little bit earlier today, and I said, God, it kind of appealed to me, and that's kind of usually what I put up here in the morning is things that appeal to me. And I've got to tell you, the highlights and the things to be thankful for. You know, the highlights of most of our days is not really what we do for a living. It's not really what we sell or what we buy. It's really not anything else. I mean, that's of course we all enjoy. Hopefully, you enjoy what you do for a living, and we enjoy what we do, and we enjoy what we buy and sell. But more importantly, it's the relationships we build along the way, and that's kind of what enriches me in my business. It's not so much the gold and the silver and the buying and the selling, and these videos, which can be. Not can be. I enjoy doing these videos, but trust me, coming up with content can be tough sometimes. However, what I enjoy doing is I enjoy the people that I meet, and I've met a lot of really cool people through my YouTube videos. I've met a lot of cool people just doing what I do for a living, and I am really thankful for that. A lot of cool and good people. Back from when I first started working for my father, meeting the guys that were in the Cuban Bay of Pigs invasion. I met the actual Cuban guys that were involved with the beginning. I can't remember their names. I was so young. I met a guy that was in a POW camp with McCain. I met a lot of interesting folks along the way, and everything from carpenters and mechanics to high finance, and everyone unique, and everyone well, anyways, it's about who you meet. And I met a really cool person today that I admire on their YouTube videos, and they came in. I had really no clue that they even knew who I was, and they came in and said hello to me at my store today. I was kind of a bit shell-shocked, but no less, you know, the fun thing in life is not what you do, but it's the people you meet along the way. And let's get into spot prices right here. And I'll tell you about it in a little bit in the comment section here, who I met today. I'll keep it a surprise for now. Well, what's going on? Down a little bit. The coin said a bull, but this is the late day coin. So this is, hopefully we'll see a bull open up on Sunday night and on Monday. Looks like prices got a little monkey hammered down. And there's my monkey hammer word for you. Currently sitting at 1920. That's the market close. And what was the ranges here? 1918 to 1945. Sitting at above 1900, which is good. I think there's some folks who were expecting that we were going to see a sub 1900 level on gold, but we have not seen it. And let me put the caveat yet. However, really, I got great feelings about gold and silver, and I know I always have. Well, here's the thing: is I've always had great feelings about gold and silver. I've never been negative because I've always felt that, the one saving grace with gold and silver is you're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. As long as you have it in your hand, you don't have that counterparty risk. There's a lot of advantages to it. So I've never, well, the advantages of owning gold right now in this environment, I think, and silver, and probably platinum and palladium, which I don't know a lot about, seems to be at a time where I think all commodities are going to take off. And it's looking that way across the boards. Commodities have been soft for years and years now, and especially the gold, silver, and platinum markets have been kind of soft compared to other commodities and other markets. Right now, we're going to probably see a huge shift away from equity markets into the commodity markets. And of course, gold, silver, and platinum are going to see part of that money. I remember a long time ago that I heard that if even 1% of equities money from Wall Street went into gold, or particularly silver or something like that, it would just blow our markets up. It'd blow the gold and silver markets completely out of the water, because really, comparatively speaking to equity markets, gold and silver markets and platinum markets are extremely small, especially the silver market. That's why it's so heavily manipulated by these large commercial banks, because they can, and it's a small enough market where they can do that to some degree and make good money off it. Let's take a look at the silver price here. 24.87 is the low, 25.47. So it's moving in that 50-cent range. 50-cent ranges are healthy in a good silver market. I like it. And we're still staying. I mean, they managed to knock it here for the close this weekend below that $25 mark, but not by much. For all intents and purposes, we're at that $25. Platinum, 1,025. Gosh, you can't help but feeling that's a great buy too, in my opinion here. Low at 1,022, a high at 1,041, kind of sitting in the middle. And again, palladium, I've been talking more about it lately, even though we sell so little of it. Just it's had some wild, crazy swings. And it's one of those metals that I actually nailed right over the weekend. On a couple Fridays ago, I said, during that war, I said, watch, palladium is going to shoot up because of the sanctions, and that's exactly what it did. But what is that? Buy the rumor, sell the news, or something like that, that old saying. So palladium did come down with the other metals. A lot of the chart guys are thinking that, and from what I can tell from the chart people, they're looking at silver to, I think some of them were thinking that silver was going to hit that $27 mark. It was going to back off to maybe sub 24 for a little bit and then shoot back up. I don't think we've seen the 20s. Well, we saw close to 27. So with these big commercial short positions the way they are right now, that's kind of what we're battling, and that's what we're kind of looking at. Take a look at these charts. This is, and you see these dips right here on the individual days. Here's today's market right here, today's close in the green. But over the course of the week, you can see these big dips right here occasionally. And that basically is, I think, the opportunity for these big commercial shorts to buy back silver. We're looking at the gold charts right now, but buy back gold at a little cheaper prices. But for some reason, again, there is good strength in gold. There's good strength in silver, and there should be. More money's moving in that direction. There's less physical above ground, and the paper markets are kind of screwed, I don't want to go into the spending the next 20 minutes talking about crooked comics over and over and over. We know all about this stuff, but I believe the tides are turning significantly here, and that's why we're seeing these slingshots back up like we have been. We haven't seen them stay down because, again, we are in what I believe is a medium to long-term commodities boom right now, where commodity prices are going to shoot through the roof, and people that are involved with commodities are going to do very well. I think a lot of money is going to shift over to that area once people realize that there's far more paper commodities than there is actually commodities out there, and people are going to want the real stuff, so they're going to make bets on the real stuff. What does that mean? Physical sales are going to go up, and that's what we've been seeing already. Let's take a look at the 24-hour charts with silver. The same thing. Look at this. Buying opportunity for commercial shorts. Buying opportunity for commercial shorts. And then it just kind of shoots back up. They're in trouble. They have to fill these short positions, whether it's the four big commercials that Ted Butler talks about in the silver market, or whether it's BOFA, who has, according to Ted Butler again, has that 800 million ounce short position of silver and 30 million ounces of gold they owe JP. This is not a contract they can roll over. However, isn't it funny that JP is on the they're on the winning side of all these trades, man? So when there's no doubt that they are connected. Some people say Ted Butler doesn't believe that this gold and silver manipulation on the comics market has anything to do with government, and he may very well be true. That may very well be true. GATA.org alleges that this manipulation is by the government, but I don't think maybe it happens in the comics markets. I think that this manipulation that GATA.org talks about happens with the BIS gold swaps and those type of things amongst countries with central banks. But that's a whole long, another complicated technical story as well. No less, folks, I do think these short positions are in trouble. I think the world is heading towards buying more commodities, and that's good for gold, silver, and platinum markets. Let's take a look at the stock market here and see what's going on. I mean, it's up, but minuscule, and the bounce is basically 274 up. I don't know. I don't think. Let's take a look at the year to date, and really, this is the height of the market was on the 4th. Where was that? The 4th is that's not the 4th, is it? No, that's 2.8. There we go. 1.4. Take a look. It's been 36,799 at the beginning of the year. It's been pretty much downhill since then. And you see some bounces like you're kind of seeing here, but overall, the trend for the Dow, SP, and Nasdaq is downward. And as I said, I think the trend for a lot of commodities that are needed in the world supply system, especially given these sanctions, these ridiculous sanctions that our brilliant government officials, both red and blue party, have put on Russia. There's one thing that these people are in Washington, D.C. Being bright is not one of them, folks. I got to tell you that, because one of the things that you want to do with your enemy is you want to drain them of valuable resources. And by sanctioning these large countries, I don't care whether you agree with what Russia did or not. I've got my opinion on that whole deal. I think we started this Russian thing by the CIA coup we threw in 2016. But again, that's simply opinion on my part. Opinion with a lot of fact I can back up, but let me not go there. And so anyway, it's amazing the problems in this world that our own governments create. Example, our government, which I believe created this environment in Ukraine, the division in Ukraine we currently see. And these kind of sanctions just hurt the people in Russia. They just hurt everyone except the leaders and the people that create these wars on both sides. And of course, like I said, all right, I'm going to stay away from the political end of it, but I've always said politics plays a lot into gold and silver. And when you have people that aren't too smart and not making great decisions running the show, that's usually good for the price of gold and silver. Hey, and folks, that's what we got. So, all right. Gosh, I hear that other half a glass. Usually it's my coffee in the morning, but my lips are dry right now, and I'm looking at an empty glass of wine right here. So, Bitcoin. I think a lot of you agree with me. It's been following the equities markets exactly. Holy crap! It just, someone said that what was it? The S&P. It's kind of following the S&P in the charts, but more or less it has. Well, here's the thing: is I think what's happening is that Bitcoin has been financialized. Is that a good word? Financialized. I think Bitcoin has been financialized for sure, and really the days of Bitcoin millionaires and billionaires is pretty much over, folks. It's a glorified money market at this point, and that's exactly what was probably intended to happen. Let's not go there, though, because otherwise I'll never get to my wine, and it'll be a long video. I want to talk about products here, what the best deals out there. Now, here's something I've been seeing here more and more. JM Bullion, I've been using them as an example as opposed to APMEX, because JM is the 800-pound gorilla out there. It's owned by A-Mark, and A-Mark is a publicly traded company. A-Mark also owns two of the big mints. I think they own Silvertown for sure, and I think they might own Sunshine. I've been saying that, but I'm not sure. But no less, I mean, this company has corporate public money behind him, folks. So they are the 800-pound gorilla. You know that if you order from something from them, you're definitely going to get it. They're not going to go belly up anytime soon. This is why I like to use them as an example. And their prices are good. They can be competitive because of that buying power. But they still got to make money. And local guys like me and maybe the local dealer in your area can beat these prices. I can. So your local dealer should be as well. And one of the things I've been stressing out there amongst a lot of people is, try to buy local. I don't care if it's coins, bullion, guns, or tires, you know what I mean? Keep that money local, because here's the important thing about local money. It stays in your community. When someone comes in my store and they buy Gold Eagle and they buy other stuff, we're competitively priced, but not only that, we spend money in this local community. It gets around, it gets into the pockets. If you live in town, eventually that money somehow is going to drift in your pocket somehow as well. So I can't stress enough how important it is to try to support local businesses, even if they do cost a little bit more. Trust me, it's worth it in the long run. And you can't beat the service of a local person face to face, especially the loyalty of a good businessman that sees you coming in and says, "Ah, here comes John, here comes Dan." You know what I mean? And that's important. That's important, and it'll get you a long way when you go to sell this stuff as well. All right, I digress. There's your first drink of the night for people that drink when I say digress or monkey hammer. There's a second drink. 22 1 ounce American Gold Eagles, as low as, now remember when you're looking at sites like JM and APMEX, it says as low as, okay? Availability in stock, and means you should check and make sure, because if you're just buying one, this might be priced at, what, 10 or more pieces. Let's actually see what their quantity discounts there. There you go, as low as. So there you go, as low as. If you buy 100 from JM, it's $2,049, and I can beat that price, no worries. But if you're buying 1 to 9, it's 49. 50, it's 15, 16, $16 more, so folks, to buy a lesser quantity, 1 to 9. So you got to look at that when you go out there. But premiums on Gold Eagles, I mean, there seems to be gold available out there, gold maples, Gold Eagles. Premiums are a little on the high side. It seems to me that the harder things to get right now are the maples and Swiss credits and the bars right now. For some reason, bars are tight. And again, of course, you know me, I like gold bars better than Gold Eagles, only because of the price point. Love Gold Eagles, are pretty coins. There's lots of reasons to own them. And actually, it's not a huge price point difference, not like in silver, where silver Eagles are just insane versus generics. Gold Eagles versus bars, what's the difference here? I mean, it's kind of not, take a look at 2000. Well, hold on. Let's take a look here and see what the actual... If you're buying a 1 to 10, let's just use that in numbers, 2065 for all intents and purposes. Let's go back there, 2065, and then what's the bar cost you? 2014. So it's about a $50 difference, between a gold bar and this. So $50 if you're buying 10 ounces, that's $500, folks. That's significant. So really, that's kind of why I like gold bars versus American Eagles and even the Canadian Maple Leafs. However, as I said, there seems to be, in some of the sovereign coins, and when I say sovereign coins, coins made by country, Eagles, Maple Leafs, Krugerrands, those kind of things, it appears that, take a look at this, pre-sale. Look, pre-sale. There appears to be the American product in stock, but a lot of these bars, Swiss bars and other things, that's Rand Refiner. I believe that's a South African refiner. Don't appear to be in stock right now. That's actually a good deal. But again, remember, that's probably for, well, let's take a look how many they want for that. That's for 25 or more. And as I said, folks, if you live in South Florida, I can beat the prices of JM and APMEX pretty easily. But I wanted to show you the products, and they're running low. Again, remember, this is the 800-pound gorilla that's got corporate public money. And look at their availability in stock, pre-sale, lots of pre-sales. And all I'm looking at is available gold and silver, in-stock gold. Let's take a look at in-stock silver here and see what kind of premiums. The premiums were kind of getting crazy the other day. And what are they showing for spot gold price? 25.24. So basically as low as, let's see what they're, I believe they own Sunshine Mint, as I said as well. So $31, let's just say $31 is what they're getting for less than 20, less than a roll, okay? So they're getting $31, more or less. That's pretty good premium, man. That's 25, that's like almost a $5 premium right there. And as I said, I can beat their price on silver as well. I do have 1 ounces in stock right now, folks. While they last, I don't know if I can reorder. A lot of stuff too that we're getting, we can do pre-sales. Everything you see that they have pre-sale, we can do pre-sales on as well. here in my store, and we can beat their prices. As far as the items in stock, I don't carry every item they carry. I only carry the items that have good value. I don't carry the overpriced shiny shit. I like to carry the good value stuff for the most part. But I do have other things. Again, Silver Eagles, I don't recommend them, but I have them, and I can beat JM and APMEX prices as well. But as far as what you're buying out there, stick with the generic right now. 100-ounce bars, I don't think you can beat the price. Look, $28.92 is your basis price per ounce out there. I don't see that look, there's $28.92 for 100-ounce bars, Silvertown. They make those bars. That's why JM has such an advantage out there over a lot of online sellers, is they actually produce this stuff as well. A lot of the other online sellers out there have to go out and purchase this stuff on the secondary market. And believe it or not, some of the other big sellers like APMEX and SD have to buy from Silvertown and a JM or a Mark owned company. So it's funny how this works. What else here? 10-ounce bars would be the next best deal out there right now. And again, I can beat these prices right here. However, I'm only open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. So I am off right now. Let's take a look at the news out here. And biggest commodity markets are starting to seize up. And that was what we were talking about all this week, the LME market. And folks, the way the COMEX hasn't, I don't even know how to say this, LME, the London Metals Exchange, they do nickel, not nickel, but it's nickel, just like, COMEX does the silver markets. And they do the same thing. They have short sellers, they have longs, contracts, and they have a lot of trading that goes on in that area. And you know what? We found out how crooked LME was by what they did. Imagine these big trading platforms, the LME. Imagine the LME and COMEX are like a casino, okay? And you've got all these players around this big table. And I know I've said this a couple times, but I'm trying to give some explanation here, a real simple explanation of how crooked this market is and what happened with the LME and what's happening in the silver markets with COMEX. Is that you've got the LME and the CME owns COMEX, okay? And the LME is a London exchange. But here nor there, they're the casino. COMEX is the casino. LME is the casino for a lot of metals. And the casino is run by people, whoever owns the casino. In the case of COMEX, it's the CME group, all right? And they're regulated by the CFTC. Those are supposed to be the people watching the casino and the players. But no less, the casino of COMEX, let's talk about the LME with nickel. LME casino allowed the big whales, who are the short sellers at the table, and imagine a big game of 21, blackjack 21, and all the players around the table, little players like ourselves with long positions, institutional players, large players with long positions, and some whales, a handful of whales with these huge short positions that are really manipulative positions, but huge short positions, all right? And they typically, these huge whales always win this game of 21 that you're sitting with them at the table. They always win because they collude. These four big whales at the 21 table are colluding with each other, and the casino turns a blind eye to it. Now, this is almost a good way to explain it, okay? So the casino turns a blind eye to these big commercial players at the table, short positions, and they allow them to win. They allow them to beat down the small players like us and beat down the other long institutional players that are in there playing 21. And usually, again, they win for the reason is they're colluding with each other. All of a sudden, one day at this big blackjack table, the big whales lose. All of a sudden, the small people at the table are going to win big. All of a sudden, the people at the table that went long position went the opposite bet, as the big whales at the table were going to win huge, and the big whales were going to lose very, very much. What does a casino do? What does a fair casino do? Well, they say, we're sorry to the big whales. You lost, and pay the man. What did this LME do, and what will the COMEX CME do? They close the frickin' whole deal down. They say that card game never existed. So therefore, to the players at the table that would have made fortunes and the players at the table that are playing fairly, go fuck yourselves. Excuse my language, but that's what they said. That's what COMEX is doing. That's how crooked these markets are. wow, I went into it and I didn't want to go into this crook, that crook, this crook kind of deal. I wanted to talk about some more happy things. So anyways, listen, everything is going to be okay. I know that. I know sometimes it sounds gloomy and doomy on this video. And I know sometimes when we see news like this and we see this kind of stuff and we don't see justice in the world the way it should be, it's coming, folks. It'll be eventually coming. Keep the faith and keep stacking. You know what I mean? Keep looking out for yourself and your family and your friends. Don't allow government to do it, and certainly don't trust the media to give you any kind of worthwhile advice or help. All right, I am not going into. Oh, no, this has nothing even to do with gold and silver, so I'm staying away from that. And let's see here. Is there anything really? Not too much. You know what? It's Friday. Let's not get into all this. Everything here, folks, everything here plays well into gold and silver right now. All this bad news. And again, this is why I talk about politics and economics. All this stuff plays into what is going to be really amazing markets in, in commodities, and probably the end of this equity bull market for quite some time. Well, let's get into comments yesterday, and I got to tell you, who did I meet today? Who came into my store? I don't watch many videos at all, one of the, here's the interesting thing is, I hope none of you are disappointed, but when I come home, I really don't go and watch videos on coins and precious metals. I mean, man, I live this day in and day out. Every day I look at coins, and every day, by the time I'm done, I'm like pooped out with coins. And as I said, really, I've been doing this so long that, it's almost like widgets to me. And don't take that the wrong way. And I'm not trying to denigrate the stuff that I sell in any way, shape, or form, or how much you appreciate it. But my enjoyment comes from the people I've met. And I've met some interesting people. And again, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, but lo and behold, one of the few YouTube videos I watched, the gentleman walked in today, and what quite a gentleman he is. And one of my favorite videos, which Hickcock45, came into my store today to introduce himself, and I guess he likes coins and metals as well. And it was really a pleasure to meet him in a big way, and I was a bit taken back because I was like, gosh, I know you. And then I said, man, that's too funny. It's like, I don't watch many videos, but you're one of the guys that no less, I'm not trying to sit here and gush over someone. I found him to be very, as earnest and humble as he is in his videos, he is even more so in person. However, quite a bit taller than I imagined, so you can't see that in videos, that's for sure. But no less, what a gentleman. And if you're not sure who Hickcock45 is, because I know some of you aren't into firearms, I'm a Second Amendment person. I've been carrying a firearm since I got my first concealed weapons permit, I think it was 1982 or something like that. Again, being in this business, I always thought it was a wise idea to carry. And I've carried the same gun for the last 20 years, too. I'm not someone that goes out and changes. But no less, let me show you, I think I got one of his video. And it was very nice of him to say, good to meet me at the shop here. Again, what a fine gentleman he is. And his wife was an extremely nice lady as well. I hope to get to meet him again sometime in the future. But if you haven't seen their videos, here is kind of what he does. Of Saudi Arabia, and obviously I don't have premium, an oil field so vast. You got to listen to the ad.
The difference. Okay.
There we go. I got him halfway loading here. So, but this is Mr. Hickcock45 right here, and he does
two Glock 20s. So
the two Glock 20.
Let's go ahead and empty it. That's not fair. All right. See if I can not limp wrist it. There we go.
There you go. One fine shot at that. But no less. It was very nice to meet him today, and if you don't watch his videos and you're a Second Amendment person and you like firearms, his videos are absolutely awesome. As I said, I watch very few videos myself, and it was just kind of so coincidental and also cool to think that that he watched my videos too, because I admire him and his videos as well. Again, didn't want to go on gushing here, and thank you again, Mr. Hickcock45. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you. Let's take a look at Yesterday's video and a few comments on here as well. Tree climber. I talked yesterday about another video guy, and again, I don't watch go. It's funny too. Videos twice a day, YouTube videos. Another video a guy out there called Yankee Stackers, I believe. He had some interesting comments that I wanted to respond to. Very nice guy as well, and yep, very positive guy. Too many channels revolve around expensive buys. And you know, that's what I want to avoid on my channel. I'd like to really focus around trying to educate the people that are listening to me. And don't get me wrong, I am here to promote myself. I am here to market my business. There's no doubt about that. Here in South Florida, unfortunately, if you don't live in my area, I can't deal with you. But again, this is why I always talk about finding a good local dealer. But this is kind of why the channels I like. It's again, that's a great example of Mr. Hickok 45. Is his channel's about education. He talks about the history of guns. He talks about the love of guns. And I like that. I think that, and he's really not selling anything either. Too, he does it for the love of what he does, and that's great. And same thing with Yankee Stacking. He does it for the love of of silver, of stacking silver. So another guy that I like, and again, don't want to get too long-winded and gushing over other YouTubers, but there's a lot of good content out there, and a couple of these people are my favorites. Mr. Girk says, bullion is going to be like ammo for the foreseeable future. Funny ammo coming up now. Quantity will come back, but variety will be limited. You'll see government coins and a few varieties of generic bullion. Sunshine Mint normally produces dozens of different rounds, but every time you change the face of the coin, you have to change out parts. This is true. And again, I believe, I got to look this up. Someone in comments want to put it in here, but I think Sunshine is owned by A-Mark as well. But no less, those people are probably full-time running those machines right now. Generic stuff is flying off the shelf. In fact, occasionally it is not available. It looks like they're call for availability with the big wholesalers. And what else here? Let's go along. And thanks for watching there, Clayton. Let me go down here. Chuck stuff. An old stacker told me this long, new silver, old silver, it makes no difference at all. They all sound the same when they hit the crucible. And that was my point yesterday. In a buyer's market, premiums are usually in the plus side. So, Silver Eagles right now, if you went to sell them, you could probably get spot +5, spot +$6, something like that. They cost you $9 or $10 over, and probably $10 over and more to buy them. And yes, you get spot +5 or 6 for them when you go to sell them. But that's this is on the retail side of it, it's a buyer's market right now. So we have a lot of people buying, supply and demand. More people buying, the higher the premiums. However, when the market turns, silver's $50, 100 and 150, everyone, decides, a lot of people decide, hey, it's a little high. We're at the height, maybe we're in bubble territory in silver. People start laying off all the silver. The premiums on that stuff start to disappear, folks. And in fact, they become discounts. Again, I talked about that in yesterday's video, and thanks for bringing that up, Chuck's stuff. Silver Wolf, in a war unit, gold can't stay above 2,000. We get excited, so we can get 24. It's smashed down, good stuff. Don't worry about it, Silver Wolf. And again, these markets are clearly manipulated, and that's the issue that we got right now. And let me move down here. Heart of Texas, Colin, and P.S. Actually, I got to run. I got my love of my life knocking on the door. We just had dinner, but I think she wants to do something here, so I'm making this video a bit long. Well, there's a disparity between spot price and SD Bullion's price. Yep, there is, sir. I'm not quite sure why. I guess they figure their spot prices quite differently. And let's go down here and see what we're doing. Andy Scheckman is from Miles, Silas. And again, folks, gosh, you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm getting to the point my videos are getting so large. I'm embarrassed I can't answer every one of these questions. But hey, listen, I really do read every comment out there. And I hope I can say that forever. But man, if these videos keep growing, I mean, I don't think I see some of these videos out there where they get like 200 or 300 comments and even more. I'm blessed and happy to get the few that I do get. And speaking of being blessed and happy, I'd like to thank you all. We don't need to be thankful no more to be thankful for. I just need to be thankful for all of you viewers out there and the people that hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and all the people that watch me and listen to me. I'm quite taken back when I do meet you folks. And again, such a wide, diverse variety of people that I do meet that listen to me and like precious metals, and I hope I'm able to help you and become a wiser stacker. Well, I'm going to call it right now because, again, I got some things to do and a half a glass of wine waiting for me. And as you know, my theme is think for yourself and question authority. And you know what? I know some of you can fast forward this, but don't just question authority and think for yourself, but question what you believe. You know, who's the narrative in your brain? You know, what you believe, is it something that you came up with on your own, or is it something that you assume was correct because you heard it from the news, or you heard it from your parents, or you heard it from school? Always question yourself. You'll always be a smarter person for it. Well, hey, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea for this late night report. You know, speaking of late night report, let's just see what I'm just curious what it looks like here. Here's a view you never see. Nighttime. All right, well, I'm going to let you roll. I'm going to roll too. As I said, and where are we? There we go. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins. Call me anytime, 10 to 4, Mondays through Fridays, if you live in my area. If not, find yourself a good local dealer. Hey, listen, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate every one of you. And Mr. Hitchcock 45, was great to meet you. Thanks for coming in. Talk to you later. Bye now.